Live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll still be winning.
Hello, Terry. Welcome to Thursday, my friend.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to an evening of racing at Churchill Downs. And they'll be racing while we'll be talking tonight to jockey Diego Herrera, who will join us this evening on the Player's Edge podcast with Terry, myself, Tom, and, of course, Sean. So you want to check that out tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see if maybe jockey Giovanni Franco or some of Diego's friends call in to harass him like he did when we had Giovanni Franco on.
Yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
That would make for a good time. We also had a lot of fun last night on Horse Center, Sean and I, when we talked with jockey Chelsea Bailey. Did you get a chance to watch that, Terry?
I did, and she's pretty good. It was, as usual, a really good show. And I was really surprised about what is it called? MMA fighting?
MMA fighter, yeah. She was 3-0, was on the Ultimate Fighting Champions.
Wow.
If you haven't had a chance to check that out, you can watch that at Horse Racing Radar TV on YouTube. While you're there, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to all of our social media. You see it down there in the scroll bar. Horse Race 2 and then Day. Horse Race 2 Day for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So you ready for Churchill Downs today, Terry?
I am.
It's I think the first post time is at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. And I can tell you from looking at the weather forecast, I did that last night because here in Chicago, there was a lot of bad weather. So I was just curious what it's going to look like down in Churchill Downs. And well, they're supposed to have some weather down there too, Terry. It's supposed to rain all day today, all day tomorrow. So I imagine that the track is going to be kind of sloppy and there won't be any turf races.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that.
So let's get started, Terry, with Churchill Downs for this evening. Race number 1 is 1 1/8 miles. It's supposed to be on the turf. I have a feeling it won't be on the turf and it will be on the dirt. So I handicap personally for off the turf and on the mud, Terry. I don't know about you.
No, I didn't. So
all right. Well, I figured, I take the 50-50 shot that would happen. And that way, we'll see what happens because you never know, right? It's weather.
You don't. And I looked at the weather. It said something about 2 p.m. or so. It might start raining. So, so you could be right about that. I did think about it when we got to the horses that on main track only, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, well, let's start with 1 mile and a 16th, maybe on the turf, maybe on the dirt, depending upon the weather conditions. Like I said, I did all mine for a wet track, and I didn't consider the turf course. I figured they'd be off, but take us through your picks.
All right, I like in the first race, number 6, Admission Office. Now, if they have bad weather and do not take this off the turf, then this is the top choice as his best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. He drops in class today and switches to a high percentage winning jockey who in the last 7 days has a record of 25 starts, 7 wins, 4 seconds, and 4 thirds. And then I like number 4 as my second pick, Fenwick Station. He won his last race at Kingland and has the highest last speed rating. And then number 3 is my third pick, Henley's Joy. He finished third in his last race on the turf at Santa Anita and returns to run at Churchill Downs to try and win a race. And then number 5 is Big Dreaming, my fourth pick. He has won 1 out of 2 starts at Churchill Downs, and he has his best turf speed is close to the average winning speed. The jockey in the last 7 days has won 3 out of 8 starts.
And yeah, just once again to reiterate, I did mine all for dirt in case the weather is bad and on a off track. So if the races are on turf, make sure you head on over to Terry's picks because mine won't be relevant. Okay. If it is muddy, Silver Dust is my top choice here. He's also eligible. I don't think he's in the race yet, but his last win came on a sloppy track. He's 5-1. He's raced 5 times on an off track with a win, a place, and a show. And this one has some pretty good early pace, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it up front if indeed he scratches in on an off track. Number 2, Sprawl. Last 2 on wet tracks. He's just 3/4 of a length away from winning both of them. Big Dreaming. This one hasn't tried an off track yet, the 5-horse, but he has a win in a third and 2 on fast dirt. So I think if the race comes off the grass, they won't scratch this one out. And then finally, number 1, Background. This one's been on an off track 5 times with a win in a couple of seconds. Won the rail with good early speed and usually gets off to a fast start. So I think this one's going to has a good shot to get off to a quick lead. And Terry, and a lot of times if it is sloppy, the one that gets to the lead kind of discourages the others because they don't like all that stuff slapping up into their face.
Yeah, I don't like it either. So
yeah, I'm not a big fan either. I don't know. I haven't tried it, though. I've never been on a horse with a bunch of horses in front of me splashing dirt up on me. So you just don't know, I guess.
Yeah, I've done that one time in Idaho when I was about 14. And my dad was ahead of me and the mud was flying up in my face. I didn't like it at all.
You didn't care for it, huh? No. So you and horses have something in common.
We do.
Race number 2 is 6 furlongs. This one our picks are all in common, but just a little bit different order. As a maiden claiming $10,000, purse for $3,000. Maiden's 3 years old and up. I'm going to give you my best bet, and then you can take it from there, Terry.
Okay.
But at 6 furlongs, they've raced 29 times so far, 18 of which were won by speed. 9 went wire to wire. I had to kind of stay away from the rail. It only has 1 win in 29 races. I don't know what it is with 6 furlongs in the rail at multiple tracks. Posts 2 and 3 underperform. 4 through 7 get a little bit better than average for the number of horses there that they should win. And 8 gets the biggest bonus, 8 and up. So I'm going to start with the 4. East of India. This one is the only pure maiden special weight to maiden claiming dropper in the field. Flashed some early pace in his first time gelded and second time Lasix. All of the others have had a chance to win at maiden claiming so far and have not. So that's why I'm going to hook up my best bet pony to the 4.
Well, that's good. That's good news. And I'll tell you why I think it is when I get down there. But I like number 2, Hearns. He switched to a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. He has a trainer who wins 60% of the time when he drops a horse off a claim. And they're adding bleakers today to keep his mind on business. And his jockey in the last 7 days has a record of 7 wins out of 25 starts, 4 seconds, 4 thirds. And then I like number 7, Joyful Candy. He has finished second in the race before the last one, went up in class, finished 6th in the last race, and now drops back down in the class where he can be competitive. The trainer wins 20% of the time when he drops a horse 2+ classes, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 5 is my 3rd pick, Lake Tahoe. He has the highest last race speed rating and drops in class today. Number 4, East of Indy, your best bet of the day. The Connections paid $85,000 for this horse. And he's had several really good, decent workouts, especially the one on April 24th. I think he's going to turning to dirt's going to really make a big improvement for him.
All right. Race number 3 is another maiden race. This one is 5 furlongs for $120,000 for maidens that are 2-year-old fillies. And I think in this race, Terry, not one of them has a start. So this is very interesting to me on how we go about handicapping. Looking at 5 furlongs, they've had 5 races. 4 of 5 were won by speed. The post position, 2 winners from the rail. The other 2, one from post 2 and 3, and 1 from 4 through 7. So there you go. Inside 3 looks like it has an advantage.
All right. Well, I've got one of the inside 3 as my first pick. Go ahead.
You don't?
I don't?
No, because it's part of an entry.
Oh, that's you're so right about that.
Post position 6 for the 1 and post position 7 for the 1A.
Absolutely correct. I'm sorry. Anyway, I looked and just saw the one. The number 1 Towhead, first time starter. Her breeding suits today's sprint distance. The trainer jockey combo in the last 14 days has this record: 8 starts, 3 wins, and she has a bullet workout on May 20th. And her running mate, Les Bonds Temps, was a first-time starter. Her dam wins 1 winner from 1 starter and a decent workout on May 19th. Second pick is number 5, Monita, first-time starter. Her dam has 2 winners from 4 starters, and she has a good workout on May 11th. And then number 2 is my third pick, Fun Money, first time starter again. The trainer in the last 14 days has won 4 out of 7 starts. She has a good workout on May 20th of 48.4. And then my fourth pick is Song of Storms, first time starter who has decent workouts.
So Did Say Bet is mentioning it's raining at Churchill, and
Yeah.
I did make my picks based upon all of the turf races being moved to dirt and the track being muddy to sloppy. So that's kind of, so hopefully that adjustment works. I'm going to go with the number 5 horse here in this first race, Terry. I know the 1 and 1A are going to probably catch all the money. The one horse is the one that's $100,000 horse, really fast workouts. But to me, I'm looking at number 5, Mo Bonita, is a $200,000 horse. And if I'm looking at the workouts, I feel like Mo Bonita has the best series of workouts. The 2 horse, Fun Money, this one has another one that has good workouts, probably not as good as the 1 horse's workouts, and certainly not as good as the 5, in my opinion. But this is the one that's going to get the rail because of the 1 and 1A. And I don't know what the rail is going to be like on a really sloppy track at Churchill. Maybe Did Say Bet can help us out with that. But considering the rail has won 2 out of 5 furlong races, I wanted to have that inside edge. I'm going to go with the 1 and the 1A, the entry next. Both have really good workouts. The 1 is the $100,000 horse. So it, to me, gets the call over the 1A, which is not the $100,000 horse. And then I'm going to finally wrap it up with number 3, Chiquita Mosca. This is the other of the inside 3 horses, because we already have the 2 horse, which will be on the rail. The 3 will be the leaving from the 2 position, and that one has better workouts than the 4. So that's my little bit of a long shot in these 2-year-old baby plays.
All right.
Race number 4 on this evening card is 1 mile and a 16th on the turf again, but in all likelihood, from what we're getting from Did Say Bet, not going to happen. This one is a claiming $30,000, non-winners of 2 lifetime, purse of $54,000. Terry, this one is your best bet.
It is. I like, as my best bet, I like number 6, Strong Embrace. She closed on the turf at 1 mile to finish second and stretches out to 1 mile and 16th, which is what I think she needs. And her trainer wins 22% of the time in bringing back a beaten favorite to race again. She has a trainer jockey combo in the last 14 days who's been in the money 4 out of 8 starts, winning 3 of those. And then number 5 is my second pick, Bella Conchita. She drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer, wins 50% of the time. The first time his entry goes into a claiming race. And then I like number 4, Silky Warrior. She drops in class today. Her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters, although they probably won't be on the turf. And the jockey in the last 7 days has a record of 3 wins out of 8 starts. Number 9, House Dream, is my 4th pick. She shows that she can perform on the turf, winning one of those of 2 starts there. And she's returning to the turf while her best turf speed is close to average winning speed. They added Lasix today, and in the last 14 days, the trainers won 3 out of 9. You know, I think it's going to come off the turf, and so I have 2 alternates, number 10, World of Wonder, and number 12, Ispin Gratis.
So I have number 12 as my top pick, Ipsum Gratus. This one's best race ever was on an off track, and it was at Churchill Downs. So maybe a horse for the wet Churchill course. Likes to run in that peanut butter, as Mike Smith says. I think Strong Embrace finished no worse than 3rd in any race and has been moving closer to the front in each race and did show some better early pace numbers last time. Took a little bit of break in the middle of the race and picked up the late pace numbers again in the back half of the race. Bella Conchita, this one's a first claimer for trainer Cherry DeVoe, who's won 4 of 8 for the first time around the track with a new horse off the claim. And that angle for Cherry DeVoe has produced a $5.50 plus ROI. So I'll take that all day long. Number 11, Memphis Cash Queen. The lone win came on a good track in a wire-to-wire effort. And depending upon the scratches in this field, we'll have at least, well, if everybody ran, the 11 horse would have at least a 7 to 13 pound advantage over all other horses in this field, I think, except for No, every other horse. It's the only one that's carrying the weight that it's carrying. And if the 5 or the 6 scratch off of the turf, I agree with you, Terry. I have number 4, number 10, excuse me, World of Wonder as my other pick in there. I'm gambling that the 5 and the 6 stay in this race, but we'll see.
Yep, absolutely.
Race number 5 is the dreaded race of death, as it connects the early pick 4 to the late pick 4. This one's 5.5 furlongs. This one is on the main track. Purse of $120,000 for the maidens, fillies, 3 years old and up. And at 5.5 furlongs so far, Terry, they've run 3 races. 2 of 3 were won by speed, none of which went wire to wire. You had 1 winner from the rail, 1 winner from posts 4 through 7, and 1 winner through 8 and up. So that tells me post position does not matter. This is my box it up, which is a 10-cent superfecta box, a 50-cent trifecta box, and a $1 exacta box with 4 horses. So I'm going to start with number 6, Little Mambo. Did run the top last race speed figure and is highly consistent in its races when you look at the pace numbers. 1 good run on a good surface, had to lead late the last time he ran on an off track, and then gave it up. He's got 2 really good workouts in between. Number 3, Lady Be Lucky. Isn't that what we want from all of our horses? The ladies to be lucky.
Absolutely.
This one's been well bet in all 4 of her races. But the interesting thing is each race was at a different track. So today it's going to try its 5th track in the 5th race. And this is a Mike Smith horse to me, because Mike Smith said, pay attention to how horses train at Churchill Downs because it's a peculiar surface, kind of peanut buttery, he said. As they train at Churchill, they tend to run at Churchill. Just ran 3 furlongs and a Churchill workout in 35 and 4.
Which is good workout, yes.
That's fast. And honestly, looking at the rest of the card, I don't really think there's a whole lot to beat here. So I'm going to line up the first-time starters behind that. Number 4, Lamasco, good works, and got jockey John Court, who so far has been crushing the Churchill Downs track. And then Shea Girl, similar works to the 7, but we'll go with Smoking Joe and the $65,000 horse over number 7, Divine Hope, who is the other first-time starters. If either the 4 or the 2 scratches, I would, or the 6 or the 3, substitute the 7 in there for my box it up. How do you line up your race of death, Terry?
All right. I like number 6 as my top pick, Little Mambo, your top pick. She finished 3rd versus similar to last race, earning the highest last race speed rating, and the shorter distance I think will help. She has a really good workout on May 14th. Then I like number 5 as my second choice, 2020 Hoax. She tried turf in her last race and didn't seem to like it very much and figures to improve while returning to dirt. She's eligible to improve in her second race off of a layoff, and she may improve at this shorter distance. Then I like number 3 as my third pick, Lucky Be Lucky. Her last race, she was 4th, and it was the 4th finish in a row. But she has a bullet workout on May 14th of 35.4, which means she's ready to fire today. And then I like number 7, Divine's Hope is my 4th pick. First-time starter who has 2 great workouts in a row.
All right. So that's the race of death that connects the early pick 4 and the late pick 4. But what we haven't shown yet is our pick 4, Terry. So let's take a look at our hot dogs. You're going to ride you're going to ride or not ride with the 6 horse in race number 5 in your hot dog pick 4. And you do have on the back end there in race 4, you do have a couple of the also entries that are eligible if they move that off the turf, probably to the dirt track.
Yep.
And I just went 3-3, 2-2. I feel like in the second races, 4 and 5, the 12 horse and the 6 horse and the 6 and the 3, those are your best horses on the mud. I really wanted to in that baby race to put more horses in there, but I feel like the 5 and the 1 is probably going to produce the winner, but I'm hoping the 2 horse is the one that actually takes the prize in that race. Race number 6, Terry. Well, before we move on to race number 6, which is your long shot, you did have your best bet in race number 4 at Churchill Downs, but today you also have a best bet over at Pimlico. How did your best bet do yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday my best bet was at Canterbury Park, and it was in the 6th race. It was Touch Revenge who won the race. paid 320, 220, and 210. And number 9, Drama's Course, was my second pick, ran second, paid 440 and 320. And so the exact in that paid, let's see, $5.10 for a dollar. And so today I like at Pimlico, the 7th race, number 5, Romanowski. I wonder if is that the name of a football player?
Romanski. There was a guy
Romanski.
that used to play football, Romanowski.
Well, anyway, he ran second versus similar in his last race at Laurel Park after being bumped at the start, earned the highest last speed rating. He continues to improve his speed ratings in each race and has a bullet workout of 48 breezing, best of 15. Then I like number 4, Moss Perfect. He won his debut race at Laurel easily, and his trainer jockey in the last 14 days together have won 3 out of 6 races. Then I like number 1, Free Square. He has finished in the money 3 out of the last 4 races and winning one of those starts. He switches to a high percentage winning jockey, drops in class today, should improve while returning to a sprint, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters.
All right. So that's Terry's best bet of the day over at Pimlico, race number 7. It is Terry's best bets are available every single day, 7 days a week, 365, rain, wind, snow, shine, 105 degrees, whatever. Terry's picks are there. And while you're there, if you do hit on Terry's, please do us a favor. Head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Click on HRT gear and get yourself a hat or a shirt to support the show and look great at the track while you're doing it. We'd appreciate the support. On to your long shot, Terry, and race number 6 at Churchill Downs this evening. That race is going to be 6 furlongs. It's an allowance for 10 grand. Fillies and mares 4 years old and up, which is started for a claiming price of 10 grand or less in 2021 or 2022. What do you say?
Well, number 6, Frills. She's won 4 races in a row. The last win at Churchill Downs, earning the highest last race speed rating. And the trainer wins 42% of the time when bringing the winner of their last race back to race again. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And she has a jockey in the last 7 days who's been in the money 15 out of 25 starts, winning 7 of those. So she marks off a lot of boxes.
I'm curious, Terry, because you have this. Did I mess up your long shot? Because this one's 9 to 5 morning line.
Oh, is it really?
Or do you have 2 best bets in here? I think we'll go with 2 best bets.
All right, because
the other 6 is 5 to 2.
Yeah, I thought this horse was. Let's see.
Yeah, the Frills in race number 6.
That's my best bet.
And the other 6 that you had is 5 to 2.
Yeah, that's my best bet, Frills. And my pick, my long shot is the number 1 horse in race number 7.
Race number 7. So you have them both together here?
You know what? No, that we're talking about the 6th race.
Correct, which you have as your best bet, right?
Yeah, and then the next race is my long shot.
And your box.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. My bad. Just want to make sure we get that straight. So go ahead.
Yeah, let me see. Is it my box? Yeah, you're right. Anyway, I might have it goofed up. So anyway, I like her. And then I like number 4, Summer Storm, is my second choice. She finished 3rd in her last race at Oakland Park and has a trainer who wins 33% of the races when the horse is in the second race after being claimed. And then number 9, Copper Charm. She has won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick. And the trainer wins 50% of the time with horses that he has the first time with that trainer. Mm-hmm. And then in number 7, Invaluable, she ran second in her last race at Oakland Park, winning the one before that. Trainer wins 23% of the time in the 3rd race off a layoff, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters.
Yeah, just looking that up, I screwed that up too. I think maybe that was in there from yesterday, and I forgot to switch it out.
Okay.
So for me, race number 6, I also like Frills. Won 5 of her last 6 starts. This one likes the off track too. Ran on it 5 times with 3 wins, a 2nd and a 3rd. Likes Churchill Downs too. 3 races, 2 wins, and a 2nd. And that ran the top last race speed figure. So a lot of stuff heading in Frill's direction. Number 4 is the Summer Storm. 2nd off the claim for trainer Chris Hartman. That's a 33% angle for the trainer versus just 8% overall. So off the claim, second off the claim is a big alpha number for Chris Hartman. Keep that in mind overall. This one is the Denzel Washington horse in the field. It's been in the barbershop 5 times. Only got a haircut once, but did finish third 3 other times. So it's been knocking on the door of more wins at Churchill. Number 3, Delta Gamma Cats did run some better late pace numbers last time out and was the betting favorite against Frills 2 consecutive races in a row. Been strong at the distance 9 times out, 4 wins, 3 seconds, no thirds. And on a wet track, 3 times across a sloppy track or muddy track or good track with 3 seconds. So I should have probably put the 3-horse second in that case. Number 7, Invaluable last selection for race number 6. This is the first race back with Robertino Diodoro. So Robertino had the horse 2 races ago, teamed up with jockey David Cohen. They won. The horse got claimed, came back out, didn't win. I think finished third if memory serves. Went right back to the Robertino Diodoro barn, and then right back to jockey David Cohen. So if they can repeat the performance that they put together with this horse just 2 races ago, then it can go wire to wire. So that wraps up race number 6. And now race number 7, Terry, is your long shot, is your box up. I apologize for screwing that up.
All right. Well, let's see. I actually screwed it up too. So, and what I screwed up was that I didn't change the race number on the box it up on my sheet. So, but I'll go with this as my box it up. That's fine. Anyway, I like number 1, R. Callie Kim. She has finished in the money in 4 out of 6 races on the turf. And
well, I have 7 as your box it up. Yes, but the numbers are completely different. The names. So
yeah,
it looks to me like you meant to do race number 4.
Yes,
all right. So
that's right.
So why don't you go take us through your picks in race number 7, and then we'll just leave the box it up as is.
Yeah, that's fine. Number 1, R. Callie Kim. She finished in the money 4 out of 6 races on the turf, and of course we know it probably coming off the turf, but the trainer wins 20% of the time when shipping a horse into the race, and her jockey in the last 7 days has had a pretty darn good record, 7 wins out of 25 starts. Number 4, Good Measure. She finished third on the dirt in her last race, closing at 1 1/16, and now she stretches out to 1 1/8, and I think that'll help. And then number 5, Scabaria. She has run in a couple of 1.5 mile races without embarrassing herself. So she could do well in this contest as she has the highest last speed rating, drops in class today, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 8, Ensemble. She came in from Europe, ran third in her first race in the USA, and can improve with her second start after a layoff.
So we have a battle of long shots today, Terry.
Yeah.
I have number 2, Queen Bourbon, as my best bet of the day. As my long shot of the day. This one ran better times last out. Should be better in her third start off a layoff. Has 1 race on a sloppy track. That was at Churchill Downs. That was a second by just a length. Number 13, High Fashion. 4 efforts on an off track, including a second at Churchill Downs, but overall in an off track, ran 4 times with a win and 3/3, so never off the board, no worse than second if the track is wet. And ran some of her fastest fractions last out and probably moves forward in the second start off the bench. Number 5, Scarabia. Ran the top last race speed figure last time out, and that was in a grade 1 effort. It was on turf, but it does have 2 outings on Turfway's all-weather course. So I think there's a shot that this one does run even on wet on the dirt. And then finally, number 8, Ensemble. Ran on all-weather in England. And usually these horses from England, they're used to running in a little bit of wet stuff. So I don't think they'll scratch this one either. Just a guess on my part. And it has been facing much tougher competition over in England. In the event they scratch out, I have a whole host of horses behind it. I'll leave my alternative picks in the recap over on horseracingtoday.net a little bit later on.
That's right.
And then finally, our last race of the day is race number 8. This is 1 mile, maiden claiming $30,000 with a purse of $50,000. Maiden's 3 years old and up, and the profile of a 1 mile winner on a turf hill course. Churchill course. Just 9 races. 8 of 9 of them were won by speed. Only one of which, however, went wire to wire. So it looks like you have tactical speed. Posts 1 through 3 really struggled. Just 1 win between the 3 in those 9 races. 4 through 7 have been dominant, and the few horses that ran at 8+, one of them did manage to catch the win. We both like the 8 horse here, though.
Yeah, I like number 8, Scatter's Hack. He is dropping in class, and the trainer wins 17% of the races when going from a maiden to a maiden claiming race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has one of my favorite jockeys, Smokin' Joe Talamo, in the irons. And then number 7, my favorite uncle. He is a deep closer who finished second in 2 of the last 3 races. He switches to a high percentage jockey, and the jockey trainer combination the last 14 days has been perfect, 2 out of 2 starts. And number 6, Luckman. He has been competing in turf races without success, but he returns to the dirt where he does better and drops in class today. And then number 1, my brother Cam. He drops in class today, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and has the highest last speed rating.
All right. So number 8, Scatter Shack. This horse has run in maiden special weight races in 11 of 12 starts. The lone maiden claiming race was maiden claiming $50,000, which was higher than where we're running today at $30,000, and finished second in that race by just a half a length. 3/4 of a length, excuse me. So I feel like the drop in class all the way down to 30 grand probably is enough to make up that 3/4 of a length difference. Number 1, my brother Cam, as I mentioned, the rail has not performed well. Not a big fan of the post position for this distance, but he's the only horse that's been on the lead past the quarter-mile marker, not once, but twice. No other has really done it in their last 10 starts. And I think there's a chance my brother Cam could jump off to an early lead, catch some early fractions, splash a lot of mud in the other horses' faces, and then take the race from wire to wire. But his history has been to fade. Number 7, my favorite uncle. I'm not a fan here either of a horse that's been on the maiden claiming prowl. Hasn't managed to catch a win and facing off against a bunch of maiden special weight droppers. But this is the only horse in the field that's run on an off track so far and done so with some success. 4 races out, a second and a third. And then finally, number 4, 7 Flat. The numbers are absolutely horrible, but has by far the best speed number in the only race on mud, dropping 2 classes, which is a 26% winning angle for trainer Robert Moquette. And hopefully we have our prime rib pick for us here, correct, Terry?
Yeah.
And there they go.
All right. So I like the 6, 5, and 3 in the first leg. Then I go, the traditional 4, 4, and 4. So it's a $96 ticket. So,
and I'm doing the same. I'm just putting in race number 6 my 3 horses, although that 7 horse that you have on the back end does concern me a little bit as my 4th selection in that race as well. With the slop, there could be a lot of scratches on there, so make sure you pay attention to Terry's alternative picks. I'll keep my full slate of picks in there as well. Again, here are our full card picks. We do have them correctly listed now. My best bet is in race number 2. Terry's best bet is race number 6. Terry's box it up is in race number 4. I know that the box it up here says race number 7. That's supposed to be a 4. That's my fault. Mine is in race number 5. So we're going back-to-back races, 4 and 5 on the box it ups. And then again, our prime ribs bringing it home in races 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if you are going to be betting today at Horseshoe Indianapolis, which is a good track, usually got some pretty good you usually have some good winners there. Head on over to horse racing today. I do this every single day. Head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description here at YouTube. There is a link in the description on Facebook, and there's plenty of links over at horseracingtoday.net. Please use one of those. And at Horse Racing Indianapolis today, the 1 horse in the first race, Pablo's Minx with JD Ramos in the irons, is our top choice.
Sounds good.
All right, Terry, I think I covered just about everything. Did I miss anything?
Nothing that I know of. So,
all right. Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here?
Yeah, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at Horse Race the number 2 day. Like us on Facebook at Horse Race the number 2 day, and Instagram at Horse Race the number 2 day.
Absolutely, 100% for sure. And tell your friends about us too as well if you like what you saw. Want to say thank you to Lionel T.M. Hook and also Fuka, and Mike Watkins. I can't see the screen, guys. I apologize for the thumbs up over on Facebook. If you like that, please give us a Facebook thumbs up as well on the YouTube channel. We appreciate that. Helps us with their algorithms. Again, tonight at 9:30 p.m., we'll be back with jockey Diego Herrera talking about 3 big stakes races at Santa Anita this weekend. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern with our 22-1 Tom covering some international racing, Foreign Fridays, as Terry puts it, at Chester. And then Terry and I will be back on Saturday at 12 o'clock again to cover up a couple of more stakes races, at least 2 of which will be at Santa Anita to clean up the Santa Anita card, and then we'll see what else is running. We'll put that out on our social media to let you know. Again, if you like what you saw here, please subscribe to all our social stuff. Hit the subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends about us. And most importantly, whether it's at the track, work, whatever it is you're doing today, make sure that it ends up in the
winner's circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic Thursday. We'll see you tonight.
Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive.